tide's coming in, and that can bring in turtles, crocodiles, dolphins, dugong. Darwin Sailing Club coming up. This is my favourite place in Darwin for a sunset lemon squash and dinner. Yeah, it's cooled down out there. There's someone trying to get killed. That's ridiculous. We'll head back down and see the East Point Reserve flying rain. Wallabies don't mind the rain, cool things off a bit, so they come out this time of day. Hopefully they won't make a wire out of it. The tides come in a fair way. You might remember last time you guys came around, there was reef out here and long tidal area, very shallow bay, but we get up to 8 metres of tidal movement up here in Darwin. Today it would have got down to, I think it's down to 2.5 metres, coming back up to about 6, so 3.5 metres of movement, which is smallish for Darwin, but that's massive for on a global scale. We have such big tides because we don't have any deep ocean around us. To the north of us it's all shallow right up to Timor. When I say shallow, it'll get to 30 metres, probably more, but never does it get kilometres deep. Now one of these days I'm going to see a crocodile on the beach. I've seen them up in the rivers, but not on the beach. Darwin Harbour is a crocodile management zone, no tolerance zone, so they set permanent traps out there to catch them, mostly to save recreational boating people from themselves. But every couple of weeks on the news, in the newspaper, they have the story of a crocodile, and they had one the other day, actually out at East Point, I think on the other side of the point here. Swimming them out the waves. East Point Reserve, and preserves 142 military installations, points of interest. Also monsoon vine forest on the right here, which is an endangered plant community type up here. Most of the top end used to be covered in this wet forest, and most of Darwin. Cleared out of most of Darwin for habitation. In the top end, Aboriginal fires for the past 50,000 years has turned a lot of this wet rainforest into the eucalypt woodland that we get. So these days the eucalypt woodland fire tolerant, whereas this stuff isn't quite sensitive to fire. So it's mostly the wetter areas that we still find it today in amongst streams and rivers and natural ground springs where the fire can't get through. They didn't catch any submarines, but it's used as a deterrent. What was the rest of the story? Like, there was a submarine that was shot down, torpedoed out the front.
They saw it there.
Further on.
Followed it out. Shot it.
let it out to sea and then shot it. Yeah, not far up, just Nightcliff, the next corner.
Yeah. And they actually found it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. A couple of birds coming out here called bushstone curlews. They're nocturnal birds that normally hide to cool down a bit and come out to cool down some more. Sometimes called the ghost bird or the murder bird. It's got a very quite a scary sounding whistle they use through the middle of the night to find these wallabies for you that should be out up here. Less known at the military museum out there. Right out behind us, huge guns embankment here, like the World War II oil storage tunnels completed after the war was gone. Cost £45,000 to build, but at least we got £500 back for it when we sold the 9-inch by 20-foot cannon to the Japanese to smelt down for scrap metal. Add to their salvaged boats and frames. Native hardwoods have managed to have some defence against it, but introduced Indian mango tree, nice and soft. Masto loves getting into them. Gets in and ring barks them from the inside. I can show you the picture on the way out, but there are wallabies in it. Disseminating, and then you're supposed to go and take it back to the crocodile farm for them. The urban myth here says that sometimes they're dropped into crocodile free Lake Alexander there. And in August last year, a lady was swimming in there and something big chomped her on the foot. And the council remembered the urban myth, so they closed it down and they got in the croc specialists and they brought in fishing specialists. Turned out after a couple of days they managed to hook an 80cm cod, big fish, that someone must have caught over in the harbour and then dropped it in there. The cod are particularly aggressive, so had no trouble biting the lady on the foot when she was in there. Give you a heart attack, wouldn't it? Along this stretch you can get a bit of the social history of Darwin from the trees around here. You've got the pandanus tree on the right there, the spiky one, which is important in Aboriginal life for the ladies make bags for carrying their berries that they gather. Also the men make rafts out of it. And women will make all sorts of mats. You've got these bigger trees on the right there, the beauty roots, used as candles. You can also for a bit of medicine. On the right here, the tamarind tree. Shows us we've been visited by Asian sea traders for thousands of years. On the left you've got the coconut trees here. Darwin used to have a big coconut industry and now we've got a big mango industry. That's a big mango tree. That one not farmed one, that's just getting wild, but if you go to the northern suburbs of Darwin, into the rural area, lots of mango farms with nicely cropped trees, easier for picking mangoes.